I think.
And then they all know each other. I mean, how do you guys?
Yeah, that's the potential downside.
Small,
you can only do
town.
one cougar. After that, you got to leave town. The word that got out is just like, oh, there he is. You know, you can only do a one cougar limit.
Oh,
you know?
no,
Other
that's
than
not
that, everybody
good.
know about you. You know,
That's not good at all.
You know, I mean, but the nature of Santa Clarita being the small town that it is, you know, anything you do, pretty much on the single scene. I mean, it's such a small crowd. I think your activity does become somewhat limited.
Yeah.
For the future,
right,
you know.
Right. Oh, well, you know, just depending on who you are, because we know some people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, MG, we know some people. I won't say no
names.
names.
Yeah, we want to maintain
right,
anonymity.
But we know some people that have been around.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, I guess if we communicate a little bit better and have a better understanding, then you might be able to have a little more than one shot at it.
I heard that. Well, I'm glad I'm married. I mean, I couldn't do all that competing for a man thing. I wouldn't have to. I'd have to take it over the hill. I couldn't do it here.
Oh, yeah. In fact, that's almost preferable for the anonymity part.
Exactly.
You can dabble in both places.
Well, let me ask you about do you know anything about the women or the men and how they feel about this this craze out here? I hear we have such a big thing going on with the Botox and all the shots and all the pills, and you know, they're just doing all this extras to try and stay, I guess you could say,
on top of their game.
On top of the game.
Well, you know, and I think that's human nature. I mean, for men and women.
But isn't it a little overly here? I've heard, everyone I know is like, oh yeah, let's go to the Botox parties and let's go to this party, and they're all, you know, sitting around. That's just so strange to me, sitting around getting shots in the forehead.
That and a glass of wine.
You know?
You know, I think it's one of those things that, you know, one of the things I've noticed about talking about back to the whole cougar thing, you know, one of the things I have to admit is that the mature side of the fence, if you will, has maintained well. Comparing them to the younger half, you know, that 20-something crowd. Sometimes the mothers have maintained better than the daughters.
Botox, hello.
Well, not so much of that. I just think in general, I think, you know, at a certain age, I think the young ladies simply work harder at their game. And when you're young, you just kind of running on youth.
I guess so, yeah, because when I was younger, thank you. I wasn't even thinking about all that stuff, you know, the working out and all that. And now, I'm just now starting to think about it.
There you go. There you go.
Just thinking, though.
I mean, I think it's like, you know,
I don't have time for
it's like when you want to sell an old car, you at least got to wash it and wax it.
Ooh, I know you're not comparing me to an old car. I know you.
Well, not you in particular.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm thinking, well, you know, you've noticed it. I mean, I'm sure you've known females who may have gone through a divorce. And that
they go through this withdrawal system for a minute, and then they come out and go,
there you go. Bam! There you go.
Here. Yes.
And that's the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you've seen it with guys. You know, the guys who...
Well, the guys are different.
Well, it's different, but the main point I want to make is the energy and effort that they put it in on when it's time to put it back on the market. That's the part I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He done got the hair colored. All of a sudden, he's got a fashion consultant. He's got a personal trainer. You know, he's eating right. Even sleeping right, you know, and next thing you know, he's out there, and you see that on both sides of the fence.
Yes, you do.
Male and female, everybody's got their best game on, and that's the nature of.
But see, when the guys get their, you know, their second chance, I guess you could say, in some cases third chance, whatever the case is, they don't go through this, at least they don't in front of people. It's not a withdrawal thing. You know, the girls, they go through this pity party. You know, oh, baby, it'll be okay. Girl, let him go. He was nothing. He's worthless. You will do so much better with you know, they go through all that stuff, and then they get their, I guess you could say, self-esteem back, and then they get their, you know, I'm all that again, and boom, you know, that's when the new person comes out, and after that person comes out, I swear, ain't no going back. Because that person comes out, she is fierce,
Hopefully she's not too much of a diva.
Ooh, diva. But yeah, the men don't go through that process. At least I haven't seen
Well, we don't have pity parties. You know, it just takes time to regroup before he decides to get back out there. I mean, it is what it is. I think guys tend to withdraw and be a little more to themselves.
Wow, if that ain't the most used statement of 2010.
Which one?
It is what it is.
Welcome to the show.
I want to talk to you about a couple of things that's going on in Santa Clarita. We have some things coming up other than just the dance-off. This one is very interesting to me. How many of you know about this one? We have city offers square dance classes. And you notice I said square dance.
Well, you know, it's all about staying active and staying fit, so you can start there, you know. You know, interesting, there's a lot of stuff, I have to admit, that does go on in Santa Clarita sometime, and the magazines have been very helpful in advertising some of that.
Yes, we have some calendar events on here that I would not have known about,
and I'm sure a lot of that stuff is on the city's website also.
Yeah.
You know, community activity.
Hall,
yes.
Website and Santa Clarita City website.
Right.
There's we have a lot of good information that keeps
No
us
doubt
updated. But come on, square dancing?
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, there's something for everybody. You just got to find your niche. I mean,
well, do they have hip-hop dance classes or something?
Maybe not there, but there's a dance studio in Canyon Country, and I think it was called the World Dance Studios.
They have was it Zamunda class? What is that? What is it called? What is that class called? It's a dancing kind of jazz mixed with a little bit of hip hop and African dance, and
I was going to say Zamba, but
Zamba. That's what it is. That's what I think it is.
You know,
yeah.
There's various studios that offer various types of dancing. For those who are into that dancing, you want to get to the Dancing with the Stars, you want to do the American Idol, whatever your thing is. There's various activity of that type of thing around Santa Clarita. You know, it's just a matter of knowing where to look and who to call.
Exactly. Well, I know who to call. I call you.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
We also have Santa Clarita Street Fair coming up, and that's January 22 to 23 on 22nd and 23rd, and those are very interesting. Anything that we do citywide, you know, like we also, like in the summertime, we have our jazz and blues.
Correct.
Right there at the Hyatt. That's always an interesting affair.
The big hit of the summer.
Yeah, that's our main gathering.
Right. I mean, you have during that time you have the one that's held at Central Park. So there's several.
Oh, that one, I like that one too.
We have Central Park. We have even Stevenson Ranch doing something. So they're all a few weeks apart, but they're kind of run together.
Yeah.
Saturday night, Friday night. They even have something over near the mall site on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So the summertime is obviously the high energy time in Santa Clarita for folks to come out and show a little extra skin and you know, enjoy
a little extra skin
and enjoy some of the eye candy. You know, it's about all we can afford in this recession.
I know, that's right. Well, tell me, you know, there was something that that you had mentioned earlier off the set about the phones, about the issue, that something that went on in the news. I want to go there with you real quick.
Yeah, what the conversation was about was a young lady where her husband was suspecting her having an affair. And juicy. It's juicy.
Is that Santa Clarita people?
No, and if it was, we wouldn't want to say it.
Okay.
We wouldn't want to tarnish the reputation here in Santa Clarita.
That's right,
yeah.
that's right.
And I think it was actually another state, but the point being made was that the husband ended up snooping either on her computer or handset, her phone, and found information. What the fallout behind it was the legality and the privacy issue.
Wow.
And that he could potentially end up doing time behind.
Really?
Yes, could end up
the
doing.
Husband?
The husband could do time for invading her privacy.
Are they still together?
That part is undecided.
Oh, okay.
You know, and whether he do time or not will be the determining factor.
I know, that's right.
Because if he's doing time, she's not going to wait on him.
No,
especially if she's already having an affair.
Exactly.
You know, but I would hate to see, you know, something like that end up on a criminal record under those types of stuff.
I mean, it seems so minute to be considered, you know, time. That just seems too small for that. But then I guess when you look at the privacy issue and the fact that, you know, there's two sides to that, because you look at the fact that, is she cheating on him or what? Is a phone call? They had an actual affair outside of a phone call.
Oh, that was discovered as part of the snooping.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Gets deeper.
But whether or not he should be doing time behind that is really what the debate is about.
Snooping. Well, that's very interesting, because, you know, how do you snoop if it's a computer in your home?
Well, snooping in the sense that he actually, I guess, what they would say, broke into her account.
Her private account with her password.
Exactly.
That is snooping.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt it was snooping. I just thought what was hers was his, was hers, and everybody had all the stuff together. That's why
it seems to be what's hers is his and someone else's.
Yeah. Now
that's the problem.
Da, 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 da. You know, your best one line of the night.
Exactly. So, you know, I look at the whole situation and say, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing anything behind your spouse's back. That's number one.
No doubt about it.
And number two, if it's something that, if they don't want it to be found out, then find another way.
Yeah, yeah. I would think that people have learned by now.
You would think.
Yeah, you never put nothing in writing. You never put nothing in writing. And in this case, we're talking about the texting,
You never
the
put
tweeting.
nothing in texting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That
got
all
it.
falls under the same category. If you're doing dirt,
Right.
you don't want to leave any dust around.
I know that's right. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's almost common sense. I mean, with the politicians who've gotten stuff, I mean, you name it,
Yeah.
you know, that's where you get your learning experience from somebody else's downfall.
Yeah, well, people just don't learn by
Yeah.
other people's mistakes.
I'm old
apparently.
school. I just use a phone.
I know that's right. Well, you can get phone records too.
Yeah, I thought about that. You know.
Why'd you think about it?
At least, you know, he's not able to listen to the conversation,
That's
hopefully.
True. That's true. Man, that's something. Well, you know what? Next time, hopefully we have you back again, MG. And next time, I want some juicy stuff. I want to talk about something that's going on.
As we speak.
So, other than that, is there anything going on that you want to share with the community before I let you go?
At this point, you know, we're getting off to an early start. I mean, the local businesses seem to have had an upswing in business. Everybody seemed to be a little more enthusiastic.
Right.
For the most part, just going around town from the local jeweler to the local ice cream shop, you know, everybody seemed to said, hey, business was up, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And so just the mood is a little more upbeat, and I think it's going to be a good year.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
I
as
mean,
things
and
turn
I know
around.
with your psychic connection, we should have a good, we should know that that's a good indication that if you say it, then it's going to happen.
Yeah, we're in that direction, no doubt about it.
Well, I am so glad that you came today, and I'm looking forward to having you on the show again. You, you know, you stay a mystery. I want you to always be a mystery to our viewers, and I'll keep our little secret between us.
Unless it's a female. She need to know. Forward the information to me. You do the screening, and I'll just finish it up.
I will do that for you. So, MG, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
I will see you again. As a matter of fact, I'll see you after the show.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And for all my viewers out there, we appreciate you coming and watching the show again. SCV in the Spotlight with Casey Thorpes. You can also write me, call me, email me, and we'll be here for you next time you watch the show. Bye-bye.